Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be going over the new epic hero, Karena. As you see here, I actually ascended her to Ascended 5. I had 5 of those epic Arcana potions, and I have, enough epic heroes in the red, green, blue slot where I don't need to use these right now until a new hero comes out. So I think in the future it's going to be possible for me to, keep cashing these in whenever I banish the limited time heroes and get those back, and then be able to show you what the ascension looks like on other epics. So I'm looking forward to that. So I was able to do that with Karena here, and let's just talk about her. She's an offensive epic hero in wood, and full disclosure, I don't really think she fits in anywhere. To be honest. So it's kind of an odd character, but we'll talk about her anyway. So she has this trait that says on active attacks, if the target's attack is the highest on both teams, then she will gain 30% bonus attack and then launch a bonus attack with her basic ability. And then when she's ascended, it's not only whenever she attacks, but whenever she's also attacked, she will then counter with her bonus with her basic ability. And she'll also take less damage. So it's actually not a bad trait. It's kind of cool. And her basic ability is pretty good too. So to get the bonus attacks from that is kind of neat. So let's talk about that here real quick. So it deals 120% damage to one enemy with a 75% chance to remove one positive effect on them. And then if the enemy has no positive effects, it will apply a random stats down to them. So I think this makes her somewhat viable in Queen of Tides, just because Queen does put up those positive effects, and she's going to be able to remove possibly 2 of them each turn when she's ascended, because whenever she attacks, the Queen is going to have higher attack than her. So she'll get a bonus attack and remove a positive effect. And then whenever the Queen attacks her with like an AoE ability or something, she'll counter with the basic and then remove the positive effect as well. And if she doesn't have any, she'll put the random stats down up. So kind of neat. Her special ability deals 180% damage to one enemy and removes one negative effect on her. But if she doesn't have any negative effects, it randomly removes one negative effect on an ally. So it's an okay special. I think it is a little redundant, at least for Queen, the way that the turn order always ends up. This does not end up removing the little bubble stun that the Queen puts up, which is kind of annoying. In an arena setting, I don't think she's strong enough to be used in endgame PvP, just from what I've seen. Everything changes with books, but she doesn't ignore any kind of defense or anything like that. She just seems to be more of a support hero. So removing a negative effect from her, I don't know who's going to debuff her. She's not really a threat. So removing that from her is kind of weird, but I guess the ability to remove some kind of stun, like from Ashlyn or something like that, is kind of nice. So that's her special ability. And then her ultimate ability deals 240% damage to an enemy and applies unhealable and increased damage taken for 2 turns. So I actually thought, from a Queen of Tides perspective, she's putting up 2 good debuffs. This can, I guess, pseudo replace the place of Flarence. Right, if you don't have Flarence, she's putting up the same kind of debuff along with the unhealable, and then removing buffs. So it's kind of neat. I don't think she's really viable in some kind of speed run. Just my kind of take. I've done a couple tries and it's not consistent. I've got it to work, once or twice, but overall, I just don't think it's a viable strategy. I think she does kind of work in, some slower compositions where you're relying maybe on like Rachel as your main DPS, and you're keeping people alive through like Jonathan or something. So that's where I would run her, kind of in a makeshift kind of Queen of Tides team. Here are her total stats. I have her in Raider set. with some DPS and a little bit of focus, because I was trying to do the speed runs. You can obviously make her tankier if you're using her in a support role. But these are the pieces that I have, just crit rate, attack percentage, just all of the necessary damage stats on your pieces with a little bit of health to survive, a little bit of focus as well. And then her relics is just some crit damage and just some basic health. She doesn't get a whole lot of speed or crit rate or crit damage. It's more on the the support side with focus and resistance. And I guess that kind of makes sense. She does have plenty of debuffs in her kit. And then I guess the resistance is there to, build her high resistance to utilize the special ability to remove the debuffs from other people that she ends up resisting. So that's that. Like I said, I do have her ascended to A5 where it unlocks her trait. I don't think the trait is like a huge thing, but it's nice, that's for sure. Her books are kind of odd. So she does get an attack percentage stat, which I feel like contradicts her trait, because you want her to have lower attack than who she's attacking to get the bonus attack from her basic. But if she's used in like Guild versus Environment or Queen, they'll always have the highest attack. So maybe that just scales really well. I don't know. It's just a little weird. And then she has the speed physique. So, yeah, it's just an interesting character. But let's take her for a little spin here, in Queen of Tides. And she will just be, someone there to help support. That was the team that I was trying to run, but it wasn't really working. So we'll bring in someone like Rachel, and then we'll bring in someone like Jonathan to help us through the waves, and then Baron to kind of get us through there. And then, she'll be here to help with keeping the Queen at bay along with Rachel. So we'll kind of just walk through her abilities. You'll see how they operate, in the game. If Baron does not one-shot everybody, we'll try and make sure that she doesn't. Okay, cool. Okay, so here's her ultimate ability, doing that 240% damage, and then unhealable and increased damage taken. So, kind of cool, pretty cool animations. And then we'll go on with the rest of the team here. And you see, so that triggered her bonus attack because that big crab had more attack than her, right? And here we'll just get ourselves to the Queen. There's the bonus attack again, putting up some debuffs, so that's kind of neat. All right. So then we get to the boss. We'll put up that unhealable and increased damage taken. And then our Rachel's gonna smack her pretty good with her special ability. Yeah, and then here we're just, we're in survival mode. There was actually a bonus attack. I should probably slow that down. So that was her special. She didn't sadly remove that, but it kind of works out for Rachel. See, this is where I was saying that the timing of her special kind of screws her because she used the ability right before Rachel. I guess in the turn order, you want to have her behind Rachel or whoever is your highest attack character, so then her special lines up. That's probably a bit of a mishap on my end. But here you'll see a counterattack on the Queen, and she removed her little shield there, so kind of neat. I don't think this is, at least first glance, a character for, an endgame player to do anything special. kind of just the vibe I'm getting. But maybe from a progression standpoint, maybe she can help you in Queen if you don't have somebody to, remove those buffs or anything like that. It does seem like she's failing kind of miserably on removing those buffs. But she is getting plenty of that chip damage in. I'm trying to say something nice about this character. Yeah. And here she keeps not removing. And her focus is kind of low, Maybe her special will loop back around this time. No. That was her ultimate. So then there's the one-turn stun. So let's see. It is nice that she removes that big shield from the Queen. Okay, so here, because she doesn't have a debuff, you'll see that she'll be able to take the stun off of Rachel. So then Rachel is up and ready to smack the Queen here. Yeah, so anyway, team like this, someone to help you get through the waves, whether it's Baron or Nathalia or Hitoshi or, anybody like that. And then she'll come in and help you make sure the Queen isn't taking those extra turns. And if you order your turn order correctly, she'll be there just in case, that stun bubble is on your team. So yeah, that's really the only application I see her in. I guess the only other thing I can think of is the light boss in Guild versus Environment. He puts up a lot of debuffs on him. I mean, a lot of buffs on himself. But I am not well versed in this game mode, so I have zero idea if what I'm saying is dumb. Like right here. Yeah, this boss, he puts up all these stats up on himself. If I can find it. Grants an unstealable stats up bonus at the start of the turn, and if he gets to 4, you basically die. So you want to keep his buffs down. So she can help you there. He'll always have higher attack, and she should be able to remove 2 buffs on her turn, and then whenever he attacks you, she should be able to remove more. I don't know if they were planning on her being good in Rift of Chaos. I heard that they were going to be releasing epics that helped with Rift of Chaos, and I just, I don't think the devs played this. Because she can't survive anything here. She can remove the shield that guy puts up, but that's it. Other than that, yeah, nothing really. So that's our girl, Karena. Nothing special. I would not waste any resources into her. I don't think she needs to be ascended or anything like that. I think you just need to build her tanky and health to make sure that she's landing those debuffs, removing positive effects from the Queen, because that's the only place that I think she would be viable. And if you're looking for other sets to put her in other than speed, is I think because she puts up so many different debuffs, is Curse Snare set. I think she can help with reducing the max health of bosses. The only thing is, it's pretty hard to get good pieces of this, especially for the type of in-game dungeon run. So that's all I got, guys. Little quick overview on Karena, and that's all I got. So I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.